A function table is a table that matches each input value with a unique output value. A function rule allows you to find an output value for a given input value. It basically tells you how to find the output value. Think of the rule as a machine. You put something into it, which would be the input value, and it comes out changed by the machine, which is the rule, and it comes out changed as the output value. So a function table is a good way to organize a large amount of information when working with variables. Let's try one. Our rule is going to be y equals 6 plus 5x. Our input value is x, and our output value is y. And our output values are going to be 1, 2, and 3. So what you're going to do is you're going to plug in the input value into the rule to come up with an output value, just like you're putting it into a machine. So let's plug the first one in 1 into the rule. So we're going to have y equals 6 plus 5. So when our input values are x, whenever we see an x, we're just going to trade it out. And our value is 1. We're going to follow our order of operations. 5 times 1 is 5. Bring down the rest of the problem. We're going to get 11. So our output value is 11 when our input value is 1. Let's try another one. When x equals 2, you substitute in 2 for x. So now it's 5 times 2. Order of operations, we do that first. And you come up with 16. Let's try one more. When our input value is 3, you just plug in 3 where the x is. Follow order of operations. Bring down the rest of the problem. And your output value is 21. Let's try another one. If you're feeling comfortable with this already, go ahead and push pause and then come back and check your answer. When our rule is 24 divided by n. And our input values, our input is going to be n, and our output is going to be s. Our input values are 2, 4, and 6. So we're just going to plug in our input values into the rule where the n is. So s equals 24 divided by n, and n this time is going to be 2. And that equals 12. So our output value is 12 when the input value is 2. Let's try when our input value is 4. And you get 6. So our output value is 6. And let's try when our input value is 6. (24) divided by 6 is 4. So our output value is 4 when our input value is 6. Okay. So when a function table is given with all of the input and output values, they're going to want you to create a rule that works for each value. So when doing this, you're going to have to kind of think like a detective. So if our input is P and our output is T, they don't give you the rule, they just say T equals what, but they give you all of these values. You need to think, what is happening to P as it goes through the machine and comes out as T? Well, in this case, it is getting smaller, so that makes me think that possibly the operations that are being used is division or subtraction, since the input gets smaller as it goes through the machine. So I study each set of numbers and realize that they do not each have a common number that can be subtracted from. So this one, 10 minus what equals 5, that would be 5. 14 minus what equals 7, that would be 7. And 12 minus what equals 12, that would be 12. So they don't have a common number in there. So now I have to think in terms of division. I realize that the first input number, 10, can be divided by 2 to get the output value of 5. So the first input number can be divided by 2 to get 5. Let's see if this rule works for the others. 14 divided by 2. Oh, it works for that one. Let's try 24 divided by 2 equals 12. Okay, so that rule works for every single input value. So our rule is going to be the input value, so we can erase the question mark. Our rule is going to be the input value, which is P, divided by 2 is going to equal T. Let's try another one. And if you're feeling comfortable with this already, you can push pause in a second and try it on your own, and then come back and check your answer. We are going to have X and Y as our input and output variables. So they want us to figure Y equals what? We have all of our values. Okay, so now I need to think, what is happening to X as I put it into the machine and it comes out as Y? Well, I see that it is getting larger, so I need to think in terms of addition or multiplication. And I find while using addition that each Y value is 10 more than the X value. So the rule needs to be the X value plus 10 is going to give me the Y value. Let's try it. That one works. Plus 10. That one works also. So we now know our rule. And our rule is going to be the X value plus 10 is going to give us the output value, or Y. Make sure that you double check your rule with each input value to make sure that the corresponding output value is what you come up with. Because some rules can apply for the first input number and give you the first output number, but won't work for the second one. So it's really important to double check with all of your values. And to practice this concept, please complete the worksheet I've provided and check your answers with the answer key. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found this helpful.